At 5 o'clock, we are following breaking news out of Metairie. 2 people are dead after a fire on Orion Avenue. It happened in the 700 block of Orion, which is 1 block off of Veterans. Our Katie Steiner is just arrived on the scene. And Katie, what do we know at this point?
Hey Sheba, yeah, we are here at the scene, and I'm here with Jefferson Parish Fire Chief Dave Tibbetts. And Mr. Tibbetts, Fire Chief Tibbetts, can you tell us a little bit about what happened this morning?
Yeah, this morning at 2:58 a.m., the Jefferson Parish Fire Department was notified of a working fire at 709 Orion Avenue. We arrived on the scene at 3:01 to find a 2-story fourplex with one of the units fully involved in fire. We were notified that there may be people inside, so we set up a primary search and rescue, which was performed along with the suppression activities. And unfortunately, 2 male victims were found deceased in that apartment. A second alarm was struck shortly after that at 3:07, and the fire was placed under control at 3:30.
And talk about the difficulties fighting this specific fire.
Well, it was just close quarters. The apartments were obviously all in one building. The fire was starting to spread to the second floor, so you have to make a judgment on what you're going to do first, and obviously safety comes first. So we made that initial rescue attempt on the unit that was on fire. So it's always difficult, but it's what we're here to try to do. Unfortunately, this time it was not a sad outcome.
And you told us earlier that search and rescue was very dangerous. Why was that dangerous?
Well, it is. It's everything we do is when it comes to the type of work that's done. But it's what we train for. It's our profession, and it's what we do.
And what is it like for those firefighters to go in there and see that?
Well, we have our equipment. And again, we have our equipment and training, and you just go in and do what we have to do to do our job. So we had obviously a lot of equipment on the scene. We had 10 trucks, probably in the neighborhood of 30 to 35 people were on the scene that did the physical work.
And where do you guys go from here, especially with the investigation of this fire?
Yeah, we have fire investigators on the scene from the Jefferson Parish Fire Department, as well as the Louisiana State Fire Marshals, along with Jefferson Parish Sheriff's Office. Some of the detectives will be involved in the investigation as well. That could take a period of time until we find out exactly what happens, but we'll do a thorough investigation and have that information hopefully within a short period of time, but it could take, like I said, depending on the investigation, it could take a while.
Okay, thank you so much for joining us. I appreciate it. Again, they've been here since 2 o'clock this morning when that fire did start, 3 o'clock this morning when that fire started, but we're going to be here throughout the morning bringing you information as we get it. Reporting live from Metairie, Katie Steiner, Eyewitness News.
And Katie, of course, still very early on in this investigation. Did he mention anything about a possible cause?
No, that's what he was talking about. When they say fire investigation, they're investigating the cause of that fire. So when he said it could be we could get that information soon, or it could take up to a couple of weeks, that's what he's talking about as to the cause of this fire. Sometimes when the fire investigators get in there, it's very obvious what started the fire, and other times they have to send things to the lab, and it takes a while. So that's what he was talking about there with that last question, Sheba.
And of course, very unfortunate that 2 males, as he said, lost their lives in this fire. Did he mention if anyone else was in the home at that time and if they made it out?
Yep, there were 7 other people that were inside of the home at the time of the fire. They were able to make it out safely. There were no injuries with those 7 other people. The 2 people that when firefighters got in there, they did the search and rescue, they were dead there at the scene. I asked him ages. He said they didn't know the ages yet, but they do know that they were 2 male adults. So we know that they were adults, we know that they were male, and 7 other people were able to get out of that fire. But as he said, it's a fourplex. So there were 4 different apartments in that one building, and it's the building behind that house there. You can barely see the balcony. That's where that fire started.
All right, thank you very much for that information, Katie. Just a very unfortunate way to start a morning, but thank you for joining us.